now that I've got over how pissed off I was because of Michael freaking out about how it owns all of the compulsion, because it's a whiny little failure of an angel that can't handle that no one thing is supposed to own all the compulsion. Especially not Nrpadevalokanulkatha owning all the Jiva Yantrana. If you're an actual king of angels, you wouldn't have assumed that you had a right to own all of the angel Yantrana to begin with, let alone human Yantrana by extension. Alright, so we last left off at Uchikanati, where Archangel Michael interrupted the fairy that comes from this flower's compulsion on me to accept the invitation, because it wanted to make sure it got delayed until it trapped me in an oath to try to physically transform her into the form Archangel Michael wants to have a good time with. I love it. Alright. I'm going to tell you a story, Katha Yadi. I'm giving this girl a massage, like on her back. Archangel Michael compulses her to go to sleep. Then, it, from inside my body with my hands, does a Klizayati. I'm not going to say what that means, but you have a pretty good idea because of how much Archangel Michael refuses to stop doing it, because it says it proves it's loving in a powerful way. Jagarati, being M-worded by that angel, woke her up. Mardanam Karoti, resume the massage. Visvasiti, be free of fear or apprehension. Archangel Michael sees this as an opportunity to Balena Karyati the Nidram Karoti, to again Klizayati, which then Jagarati wakes her up. Because why wouldn't it? At that point, Kalati, we move positions. Kare Karoti, I place her hand in my hand. Maran Karoti, I massage her hand instead. Visvasiti, she becomes free of fear and apprehension. Archangel Michael, Balena Karyati, Nidram Karoti, Klizayati. Because that's what he refuses to stop doing. Refuses to stop doing, compulse, sleep, M-word. Because that's exactly how lacking of class Archangel Michael chooses to be. Persham Yojayati set a trap for this dude. Thapayati. Oh, actually. Okay, Nidram Karoti Ecclesiati, Pasham Yojayati set a trap. So it puts her to sleep, it does the M-word on her while she's sleeping, and then it sets a trap while it does so. I end up having my hand literally trapped in the most uncomfortable position ever. So, like, I'm, like, down there. She's, like this. Like, half, like over here. She's, like, over here. I'm, like, there. And, like, she ends up kind of falling asleep in such a way that, like, my hand is pinned. That is the trap that got set for me. I literally had, like, I was presented with the option of, like, jerking my hand away, or, like, laying next to her, trying to keep as much distance as possible between us so I'm not, like, trying to snuggle with her while she falls asleep, because that's grimy. Balena Karyati. Oh, yeah. Now, while she's sleeping like this, she starts, like, grabbing my arm and basically saying mine in her head. She's basically claiming me as hers. And this enrages Samrosayati. Oh, yeah. Now I am speculating about this. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Paramarshati ichati darati samrosiyati, which means, essentially, while she's sleeping, she wishes to not let go. This enrages Michael, Samrosiyati. Balena Karyati, Durabasati, to compulse my fiance to call me. Literally compulse her to call me. Then Balena Karyati, Jagarati, to wake her up. To literally have my fiance call me by compulsing her, and then compulsing her to wake up right afterwards. So then we have Sambhavati, spring up, where it springs the trap it just set. That takes us to 35,000 steps. Now, Kaviyati, 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 Kiketsi Karoti, Dixayati, Balena Kadyati, Moksayati. Now this is me writing my second and third books, me writing my kids' book, me writing the first book of my detective series, then the first book of Games of Threa, and then my second detective book. This also covers me having in-home therapy, where a therapist came to my house and gave me therapy. By the way, awesome. One of the best experiences I've ever had ever. Dixayati, Balenakariati, Mokayati. Now at this point, you know what? I'm going to straight up admit it. I effectively became a kleptomaniac. And this is actually why. Because the gods aren't stupid. Neither's Buddha. I did a lot of meditating at the time, and there is a well understood thing among humans. You're not what you own. You're just not. Like, I own this bottle, but I'm not this bottle. I own this. I'm not this. I own this glass. I'm not this glass. But that's a distinction that Archangel Michael chooses not to make. So I did an initiation. We're effectively, Sensei, the master of all ninja jitsu, and Robin Hood literally compulsed me to be a klepto. Balena Karyati, compel. Mokayati, steal. Compulsive theft, literally actually kleptomania. But in this case, magically induced as part of an initiation. I will say for one thing, it actually helped a lot in writing my third book, if nothing else. But I chose. I can't lie. I got compulsed. But the thing is, especially with an initiation compulsion, you have to accept it, or it doesn't work. So, I'm not going to put the blame on Robin Hood. I'm not going to put the blame on Buddha. I made my own choices. But the whole point of that initiation was to reinforce what I already knew. I'm not what I own. And part of what really frustrated them, I think, is that I had to get forced to learn that lesson when I already knew it. Yes, actually, specifically. Hey, Robin. It's Robin and Bloxy. I am Robin. He's not joking. I'm one of his patrons. Literally, actually. As a steward, actually. As a steward for King Richard the Lionheart. It's what's on the, it's actually specifically, well, not the King Richard part, but it's specifically what's on the plate that talks about my, Daiseva. It is. But however, because, including, by the way, Yahweh, Allah joined in on this compulsion, This Amrosiati enrages Michael, which to its mind justified it going all Zadekora plagiarist and stealing all 7 of the books I wrote by dream eating them, like a pathetic little wannabe. It thinks it's a big Uttarahadula highest angel for being a filthy little dream eater. Oh yes, so Parivadadi, Zapadam Karodi, Amiti Karodi. Slander, swear an oath to make real. Because only the grimiest failure of an excuse to something that's actually unafraid to be grimy swears an oath to make slander real magically. Prayajayati, Prayapadyati, Raikaroti, Visaikaroti Vikati. Now this, believe it or not, has to do directly with Archangel Michael's beef with Foxy Angel. It swore an oath to slander, to make real, to convert her to BACM as a trans porn star. And then Raikaroti convert her to its property. Visaikaroti take possession of Vikati trick, as in the devil, because that's breaking a deal with the devil to try that at all. Vajkayari Sambadari Parivartati. Cheat. Make an accord by inverting her with that. Jayati, Hasari, Mukayari, Balenikayari, Kliziyari, Madyari, Parikasti. Laugh about stealing her from all of us and doing that to her. Compulsing her to do the M word so it feels like it's in heaven. By declaring her guilty for it being able to get away with that to begin with. That brings me to 40,000 steps. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment below.